Okay, so quick disclaimer, in today's video there will be a significant amount of me overthinking a lot of decisions. I will be asking for your opinion on things. I'm just a regular mom. I'm not a cool mom. I'm just trying to create a comfortable capsule wardrobe for my everyday life that makes me feel good about myself and has plenty of things that I can bend over in, because I do not believe in low-rise anything. Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction, and happy first day of spring. I'm so excited. Like, you have no idea. Maybe you do have an idea. Maybe you have, like me, just been counting down the days until the first day of spring since like last fall. So with this being said though, here in the Pacific Northwest where I reside, our weather is annoying. We had some really beautiful sunny days back in February, and even though the projected winter, according to the Farmer's Almanac, for our neck of the woods was a colder than normal winter, where the heck is our snow? Because I have two very disappointed boys. Anyway, I do kind of try to consider what the projected forecast is going to be for the upcoming season. And according to the Farmer's Almanac, this time around, our projected spring and summer for the Pacific Northwest is supposed to be cooler and wetter than normal. Are we surprised? No. So if you were with me back in the winter when I had quit my capsule wardrobe, I was very bored with what I had access to, and I just needed to pull out every stitch of clothing that sparked some amount of joy for me and felt like it could work during this winter season. I did that. It was helpful, but also I don't like having access to so much clothing. It was just an experiment that I won't say failed. It just really kind of confirmed that the Project 333 system really works for me. So at this moment in time though, I am going to stop talking. I am going to grab all of the clothing out of my closet, everything that I have had access to, and then everything that I have packed away. And we are going to go through the things and we're going to create a cold weather spring capsule wardrobe. I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm just glad like the sun is shining right now. I'm very thankful. My heart is beating very fast. Okay, so before we start digging through everything, I want to share just a couple thoughts that I have been thinking about. When I'm thinking about what I'm going to part with, obviously we don't want to have a bunch of excess stuff, especially me as a wannabe minimalist, but then I'm also thinking about my future self. And in this minimalism journey that I have been on for I'd say since like 2019 when the Marie Kondo series came out on Netflix. I am now at this point where I have parted with so much, like things have come, things have gone. But one thing that I'm really starting to think about is like, what do I choose to save? And I'm thinking about, like how fashion repeats itself. And like right now, I'm not super into these skinny jeans, if I'm completely honest. I will probably end up packing these away after this video, but I know that this is like a high quality pair of jeans. It is somewhat of a timeless style. And, when skinny jeans are in style again, I might want to bust these out. There are also just like some sweaters that I have really loved in the past that I have chose to get rid of. And now I'm like, gosh, I really would have loved that sweater. And I'm finding myself like, not super loving things that I had really loved in the past that I don't necessarily want to get rid of because I do like them. They're just not my favorite at this moment in time. Like, are we allowed to take breaks from things and like pack them away and then bring them out another day? I guess this is just one of those things. Minimalism is not like a one size fits all journey. I feel like there's a fuzz on my nose, but that's very much kind of how I'm feeling about it right now. I feel like I've watched so many people on YouTube over the years and I have made up this narrative in my head about what minimalism looks like, but then also like I've seen so many people on the internet and it's very apparent and obvious that it's different for everybody. What are your thoughts? Am I overthinking this? Probably. Okay, so I'm going to shut up now and we're going to dig through everything. I'm going to make a pile of things that are more than likely going to be a part of my spring capsule wardrobe. I'm going to make a pile of things that I'm keeping out, and then I'm going to make a pile of things to donate, and then things that are going to be my questionable items, the things that I want to try on and decide whether they stay, go, or whatever. Here we go. So when I was talking about things that I'd like to keep, but like not wear because I just feel a little tired of them, these 3 sweaters, I have been loving this fit of sweater for years. Like I got 3 or 4 or 5 different colors over the course of the however long it's been since 2020. Anyway, I just don't want access to as many, but I do like these colors. I'm going to pack this one away. I'm going to leave one of these out for spring. Which one do we think? I need to go look at myself in the mirror. BRB. Okay. Pink, purple, pink, purple. I feel like purple is like if I had to choose one, but I also do just like the pink. I'm just excited for flowers that are these colors. They're coming with me to spring. This is another one of those sweaters that I really super duper loved in the past. I like the color on me. I like it for winter. I like it with leggings, but also I don't really want to wear you anymore. This would typically be a winter sweater for me, but I feel like some years down the road, I might be like, man, remember that one sweater that I had from Old Navy that just lasted several years and was a really decent quality sweater for the price? I'm keeping it. I'll wear it another day. Maybe. Or I'll declutter it another day. That's that. Okay. I like this sweater from Quince. I feel like I want it in a different color. But also, so this is my thing. Like, I know I just tossed 2 colored sweaters on there. I like that style, but I just want a bigger fit. Even though I like that size, like under my overalls, it would work. I just want more of an oversized look. And that's kind of how I feel about this sweater. I want to try it on. I need to try it on. Okay, hold on. I just wish I had this in like the next size up so I could see. I'm sure it would look fine, but I feel like this also looks fine. I'm just like at this point where I'm like, do I get a small or do I get a medium? Once upon a time, I would have just gotten a size small because I would have been like, I want to get the smallest size possible because that made me, for some reason, feel better about myself. But I think sometimes a medium is more comfortable and sometimes looks more flattering. But I feel like this looks fine. I'm not overthinking it. I'm also not going to buy this sweater in a larger size in a different color. Oh shoot, my water. BRB. Okay, so I wanted to try this sweater on with these wide leg linen pants from Quince. I got these recently because I was pretty round a few weeks ago and my jeans were too tight. Also, I was having some like stomach pain anxiety that I haven't experienced since I was a child. So these were quite nice, saved the day, but they have become a favorite of mine. I've worn them out and about a couple times, but I have not worn it with this sweater. And I was just thinking, hey, that might look cute together. And I feel like this is it's a very cute Quincy outfit. Also, I've been loving these Quince grandpa slippers. They do have an insole that is not secured. So I honestly just used a couple like command strips that I had to secure them in place. And just, it's kind of a night and day experience from like the polyester faux shearling situation that I have experienced in like the Target version of these that I have gotten for years and years and years. So an upgrade that I recommend if you're in the market for some grandpa slippers. So I'm going to stop overthinking about this sweater. The size is fine. If I get this sweater again, which I probably shouldn't because I've obviously got a pretty hardy collection, I might size up just for funsies. And that's that. Gosh, just the way I think about things, I'm like, this is a life or death situation, but it's not. It's not. Okay, questionable item number whatever. And I love this sweater. I do not want to get rid of it. But it was one of those situations where I loved it so much that I wanted to get a backup, which I do. Once I find something that I really love, I want to make sure that I have something on hand for when it inevitably gets destroyed, most likely by my children. So I was thinking, same thing as a sweater, I should have sized up. So I did order a medium as my backup version of this when it was on sale. And I don't know if I like it. So this is the small. This is the size that I've been wearing. I'm going to try on the medium. Please tell me what you think, because I almost feel like the medium is too medium. Okay, it's too big, right? Like, I just feel like the arms are just like, it's too big. That's what I think. I feel like we need to do a side-by-side comparison and decide which one is the proper size, but I just feel like it's the small. Like, the sleeves are too long. I feel like I'm a kid again wearing my cousin's hand-me-downs. Also, she's 10 years older than me, so obviously it doesn't fit. Okay, so this gauzy number is a Quince jumpsuit that I got, I think, at the end of last summer and just like tucked away for future use. And here we are. I would never dream of actually wearing this outside of my home at this moment in time, because I would have water wicking up the leg so quick. It's just so wet outside. I'm trying to decide, does this look silly on me? Does this look silly on me? I would like to try it on with a sweater. Gosh, my coffee is good today. Okay. I feel like it's a lot of fabric, but I do think that I like these. I think that this will be a nice around the house thing. I don't know, maybe I'll wear it out in public during the summer. I also do feel like when I wash these and probably end up forgetting to hang dry them and put them in the dryer, that when they shrink a little bit and it's like more of an appropriate length for my 5'2" frame, that maybe it will look a little better. So I'm going to put these in the running for my life. Okay, I think that's it for questionable items. I'm going to now go through this mumbo jumbo. Okay. I finally did it. Geez, I really overthought a lot of everything. That tends to be the trend every once in a while when I create a capsule wardrobe. So we're just gonna take a quick little tour through everything before we wrap things up. So right up here, we have my two most favorite trusty flannels. Over here, I have like a shirt jacket kind of situation that was my husband's that I have recently taken over. That has become a favorite of mine. My Quince emotional support sweater, which I wear far more often than I care to admit. This denim button-up from Madewell that I got from ThredUp. I just absolutely love it for layering this time of year and even into the summer. These two boxy crop cardigans from Quince. I do really like these. I feel like I have a hard time styling them though. There's just something about things with buttons, like sweaters. It just takes a little bit more effort to make them look good versus like just a pullover sweater, which, you know, brings us over to the pullover sweaters. This striped sweater from Quince has definitely been one of my favorites. I wear this pretty frequently, and many of you have asked me about this sweater before, and I don't know why they're not bringing back the white with black stripes, because people want it, but I'll link everything that I can in the description, but they do have a pretty navy and white striped one that I was considering adding, but also I feel like I'm at a point where I just need to be thankful for what I have and work with it. I also decided to keep this white Quince sweater out, and then my pink and purple ones. I have 4 sweatshirts, one with a hood. This green sweater, this isn't the one that I had thrifted from Goodwill. So many of you had asked the brand of this one because it has pockets, it's thick, it's just the best, and I could not find it anywhere on like Mercari or ThredUp or anything, and then I ended up coming across it on Poshmark. So this is my backup that I had gotten off of Poshmark. And if I can find any more listings, I'll put those down in the description for this one. My other favorite crew sweater that I got at Target that I also have a backup of. And then this, I don't know if I'll end up getting a backup of this. I do really like it, but I guess it's just going to depend if that size small is still available online. But I mean, like, do I have to get backups of everything? I'm very curious. Tell me, like, what is your system when you find something that you really, really love? Do you get a backup, or do you just enjoy it for the time being? I feel like I wouldn't feel such an urge to get backups of things if my clothes didn't get early like all the dang time. Like I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, this needs to get washed, that needs to get washed. Just my clothing lives a really rough life, and especially during spring, once we start doing a lot of gardening, like everything really goes through the ringer. So over in jeans land though, I have my 2 pairs of Levi wedging jeans. These are my round jeans. I do have a size down that I will hopefully be migrating to within the next couple months. My Madewell Perfect Vintage crop there. My Old Navy overalls, which I do really like. They are quite snug though. I feel like I would like to get a looser overall. Just bending is easier when your overalls aren't so snug. My 2 pairs of linen pants, this loud floral romper that I got at Ross back in 2017. It's like kind of falling apart now, but I just still really love that. I am also excited to try out this Quince romper, and then I've got my Quince cashmere long sleeve shirt situation over there. 2 of my more fitted Quince t-shirts, and then my 1, 2, 3, 4 Old Navy vintage tees. And then this is a t-shirt from Quince, the striped one, that I have gravitated towards a lot over the course of winter. I've really liked that as well. As far as shoes go, I've got my 2 pairs of leather Keds, my rubbery flats that I probably won't end up wearing until things dry up just a smidge. I have my Quince clogs, which I love those so much. Those have pretty much been like if I'm going somewhere without the kids, like 100% the thing that I put on unless the weather is really gross. In which case I will end up gravitating towards these brown suede boots that have seen better days, but I'm trying to get as much life out of them as I possibly can. But that's that. Oh, I do also have 2 coats that I just didn't want to have to grab. A wool jacket from Quince, and then a heavier duty, warmer black jacket from Quince. I'm so glad that I ended up deciding to get it. But that is all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you tagging along as I overthought so very much this time around. It's just kind of one of those things. I go through fluctuations with this where sometimes it is just so easy to nail and tackle a capsule wardrobe, but it's just, I don't know, the last couple capsule wardrobes I've kind of struggled to like feel excited about. And I think that just as I've added a few pieces and weeded out the things that I just don't really feel passionate about, just long story short, everything comes together. That's all. I hope to see you next week. I think that next week, I don't know what we're doing. We're going to either be cleaning something or whatever. We'll figure it out. But I hope you are having a wonderful spring so far, even though it's literally just day 1. But that is all for real. If you're not yet subscribed and you would like to be, you are invited either way. I hope to see you next week. And as always, I love you. Have fun and be kind.